Hey, everybody. I'm so excited about tonight. We have so much to do. I'm not going to talk for long. I just want to say hi to everybody, though, and let you know Charlotta is not going to be there because her little kitty, Pootie, is being a bad boy and keeping her awake at night. And she has had 2 hours, 2 nights of like 4 hours of sleep. So she will not be watching tonight. She will be on the replay. And that little kitty cat. Uh, Hi, Dorothy. Liz, how are you? Who else is here? Karen, Laura, Teresita, Suzanne, Avril. Good to see you guys. This is going to be fun. I actually have more than 5 favorite embossing techniques. Hey, Isabel, how are you? So I'm going to try and get through as many as I can. I just want to make a couple announcements. First, we are gearing up for Comfort and Joy coming on Monday. It's going to start on Monday. If you have any friends that you think might like to come and join us, please invite them to come and be a member. Hi, Diana. I know, poor Charlotta. I don't know how old Pootie is, but he needs to get right. He needs some sleep, and Charlotta needs sleep so she can stay up and be with us. So we're being selfish. Hi, Brenda. You can find me on Facebook, so I'm hanging here on YouTube. I do not know what's going on with Facebook. It is crazy. Not good lately, but I see that some people are on there. So the notifications are weird. Oh, no, Dorothy only had 2 hours. Dorothy, get some rest. I have my thing in the morning. I found out, hey, Christine, it is at 11:45. I have to be there 2 hours early. So I just read my instructions again. I can't eat after midnight, blah, blah, blah. Can't brush my teeth, can't do anything in the morning. So I'll just be so glad when this is over. So, what else? We have our Puerto Rico adventure. That's the end of January, the 31st. I'll be down there teaching with Teresita. Hi, Lynn. And hey, Laura. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it'll be okay. I have a bunch of samples, but I don't know if I'm going to have time to do them. So I think I'm going to dive right in. If I have time at the end. Oh, thank you, Brenda. If we have time at the end, then I'll show them. They're samples of embossing, things that you can emboss. Well, let me just hold them up. So here is, wait, let me put my light on here. This is one of the treasure boxes, and I thought this would be so pretty with recipes, but what I do is I bring this to the shows, and then I pack like the little tiny books inside. It's just a nice size. The 3x5, it holds index cards. So got them in the Etsy shop, but these are great for cards and tags also. So here's one. Now these folders are all different. Today, I'm just going to use the one folder just because it's easier to have one on my desk and not have to, mess around with switching them. But anyway, maybe I'll do like a little reel that's got all these samples later. This is one of my favorite ones by Sue. Sue Eldred. Isn't that pretty? So we're going to do that technique today. All right. So these are some of the things you might want to have. This is the embossing folder. I am going to use the lacy leaves just today in our demo, but you can use any one that you have, any ones that you have, any sizes that you have. They'll all work the same way. I do like the size of this one. You had camera up, nose down, throat. Ugh. Ooh. Yeah, hope everything's okay. You had laser treatment for your left eye. Oh, okay. Well, it might be laser. I think it's laser. Yeah. I don't know what it is. That's the problem. I mean, I've read about it, but I don't know exactly what they're going to do. Anyway, this is the Lacy Leaves folder. I'm going to use that. I'm going to use my Sizzix 3-color cardstock, the neutrals, I think it's called. It's called smooth cardstock. Anyway, it's 3 essentials colors. It's like a white, black, and an off-white. And I really like the weight of this because it doesn't crack. Some of the cardstocks that you get may crack a little. So I'll give you a tip on how not to do that. Now, I have a bunch of ways. The other thing is matboard. You can emboss matboard. And if we have time, we'll do that. All right. I'm actually very prepared. This is what the folder looks like. It's an A5, but you might have ones that are smaller, like, this size for cards. Anything will work. It's the same idea. I have a multi-purpose folder and I have a 3D folder. I would use the same things, they're similar. Hi, Winnie. How are you? Oh, good. I'm so glad you're there at work. All right, we'll try to be quiet. Yes, thank you, Avril. I hope so. I don't mean to be a chicken. I mean, I think of my friend Marla, who's like, having to take toxic chemo pills, and it's like, just stop whining about but I'll just be glad when it's done. Anyway, all right, let's put the camera down and hope that it stays in one place. All right, it seems to be doing it. I super taped it down today. All right, get the light adjusted. All right, so here's the folder. They all have a pattern. So the first thing that I wanted to do, and this is in case you have never seen embossing before. I have some samples and some ideas. So let's just go through these. I had another folder that I'm going to use because one of them I used with ink. I have 2 folders of the same. This one has a little bit of, oh, wait a minute. Maybe that's the good one. Maybe this is the one. I did use a lot of inks and stuff. Yeah, this is the one with the paint. So I thought I'm going to keep that for the inking techniques. And this one is just clean. So I'm going to use this. This is the off-white Sizzix card. And I'm just going to spritz it with water because it is pretty thick. I don't know if you can see, but I'm going to put it on both sides. All right. And then I'm just going to place it in my folder. And this is how you would do any 3D embossing folder. Then you're going to get your Big Shot or your die cut machine. I am just using my platform. And I'm going to put my die in. I put the folded side facing the front. I just think it goes a little smoother. And then you just need one cutting pad to emboss with. So I'm going to put that over there. Now, if I were embossing leather, I would use this instead of my cutting pad because it's slightly smaller and it's a little more, got a little more give to it. So now I'm just going to roll this through. I roll them through twice. You use some of yours for ink. Okay, I put a new mat on my desk because mine is so horrible and I didn't have time to change it. So, all right, it's slipping around a little, but okay. So let's see. This is so simple and so easy, but it's still one of my favorites because look at this. Look at that in one roll. It's just so pretty. And then all I do is I take it and I leave it on a flat surface to dry. And because you spritz the front and the back, it should dry flat. If it doesn't, you just take, when it's dry, take it and lay it under a book and it will, when you come back in the morning, it will be nice and flat. Okay. So that is technique number 1. And I just want to show, where'd my thing go? How did I lose that already? Oh, here it is. I stood it up. Okay. So now this is something I want to show because this is kind of a variation on your basic technique. Here I took, this was a piece of cardstock that had front and back design, and I just put it in my Big Shot. I ran it through and I made some folds, and then I stitched it and made like a little folder. Facebook pooped out again. You've replaced Old Faithful with the new sleek Big Shot. Oh, I don't have mine yet. Okay, cool. All right, now these are, these are just done on different papers. This is on a craft cardstock, so I embossed it, then I cut it into squares, and I went over each one with ink in a different color, and I was going to cut these up and do kind of a little mosaic idea, like a fall on a card. I probably could get 2 cards out of this. That was my thought for that one. This one, I just embossed it, and then I used luster wax. The feed stopped on Facebook. That's weird because it says it's going on mine. Well, I don't know, Laura. Okay. So this is a pretty look too. This was on craft also. So you get so many interesting looks. Now this one, okay, let me wait on that one. This one, this is gift wrap that I folded over and I ran it through, and then I just put some ink over the top of the embossed side. And I think that's pretty and kind of subtle and looks kind of cool. This one, I used different color inks, and then I took some luster wax on the edges. I think it looks very fall, and this is fun too. Now this one, I die cut a book page out of it, or it could be a book cover, and I just kept it white. And when I have a use for this, I can take this and add color if I want and glue that on top of my matboard cover. So, I think this had some score lines in it, but, so what? It still is pretty. Now this is a little pack of, sometimes if I have scraps, I just emboss them. If I cut something off, the edge of a page, and I don't need that big of a piece, I just keep these ends, and then they look nice on the edge of a journal page, or you could use them on a border. You could ink those up. So I just keep them and have them on hand. And it's really pretty. That's just one with ink on one side and luster wax. Well, that one has luster wax too. So you can, we're having trouble streaming to Facebook again. Oh my Lord. Is it possible the stream was ended or deleted on Facebook? No. Can you guys hear me? It just came up. All right, everybody, I would say go over to YouTube and watch on there, because I don't know what Facebook is doing. It's so irritating. This takes so long to do, and I just can't believe. So annoying. But I'm not paying, so. Anyway, well, hopefully everybody will watch on YouTube, because this is fun. Now, let me tell you about this one. Facebook is definitely not working. See, oh, no, now I have a little exclamation point up there. So, all right, I would say just, yeah, YouTube. Hey, Chris Flint. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I like the size too. Okay, now does this one look different to you? Because on this one, I took it, I embossed it with craft, and then I went over the top with the a clear stamp pad. Then I took my detail white embossing powder, put that on, and heated it. And that's how you get it to pop like this. Looks really cool. You were on Facebook on the front patio, came inside to watch YouTube. Okay. Oh, thank you, Chris. Yeah, this is cool. Hi, Jennifer. You just always, I don't know how that ends. Okay, so I still consider this kind of normal embossing, adding color. So that's the first one. All right. So the next thing is we can take this, and this is kind of a fun thing to do. I'm just going to get my stuff out here. I just have some ink and I have my big brayer. And I love how this came out, but as I looked at it and handled it, it is like just started coming apart. This is 2 pages of old book page, and I just took a glue stick and I adhered them together. Then I embossed it and I inked the front and the back, and I do really like this. Okay, but look at how it's fallen apart. So this time my thought is I'm going to back it with some text weight paper. So I cut one to fit. I don't think I have another one on hand. So I'm just going to back this also with another piece of white. So let's just go ahead. And this is kind of experiment because I haven't tried this yet. So let's see, where did I put my glue stick? It's here somewhere. I just had it. So I'm just gonna adhere, and you know, or I would put the glue on the back, or you know, front of the white. So the less that I handle that fragile piece, the better. And you know, you could get a more recent book page, but I really like this. The edges on this, you know, the faded edges, they look really pretty. So I'm just gonna. Good thing about book page, you can, let's see, which one do I like? Oh, this looks all right. So I should put it on like that. I cut it a little smaller. All right, and then I'm just going to add more just so that this doesn't split again. It still might, I don't know, but it's better than the 2 book pages together. They're just too weak. All right, you don't want it too thick, but let's see how this goes. So I'm not going to wet this. I'm just going to run it through, okay? Let's see what happens. And then I'm going to add my color after I roll it through, okay? So I'm just putting that in there. I hope you guys found me again. You can always watch on replay. And I'm just going to roll this through. And I really like the look of this Catherine Pooler ink because it's light. It's not a thick ink. Now we are going to get into some gel press stuff, which is amazing. But man, I did not adjust this, and it's like shaving off a piece of my cutting pad. All right, so let's see what happened here. You know, we don't have the back, we don't have it on both sides, but that's all right. All right, so let's just roll the one. And I do have, this is a piece of cereal bag that I was going to make something out of, but I don't want to get this on my new mat here. So the ink, you never know if it's going to wipe up or not. So I've got this cool roller. Oh, thank you. To use for gel plates. Yes, we're going to do that. I can't wait. I just cleaned up all of that alcohol ink. Finally, now I have to go to surgery and have, oh well, I make stuff. What do they want from me? All right, so I'm just going to ink this up, and I kind of roll it, and I could add a couple different colors if I wanted on here, but I thought the red was so cool, maybe for Christmas or, you know, just to be dramatic. Okay, and then I'm going to take this and just roll it down. Look at that. Isn't it cool? And, you know, you can use up all of that ink. If you need more, you can go ahead, but look at how fun that is. Let's turn it over here. I'm not sure if there's there's a little bit left, but we could re-ink this. I like this side too. So that's fine to have the vintage one on the front, and you could actually coffee dyed paper would be really pretty. Let me just give it a little bit more because it really stands out. This is called Samba ink, the color of it. And it's like a nice orangey, warm red. And let's just do that. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that amazing? Let's give this one a little bit more. And look at that, doesn't it? It looks a lot more red and not the orange. Let me hold it up here. Yes, isn't that really cool? So you could trim this off or, you know, and then you'd have a nice page. But I think both sides look great. Well, thank you, Isabel. All right, so let's put that away. And the way I clean this is I just take my towel, you know, because it's water-based, and give that a spritz with Windex, and then just kind of wipe it off. And it might stain a little, but it's not a kind of, it won't come off on your paper. Oh, actually, that looks pretty good. See? Good as new. Okay. So that is, I would call that kind of number 3, because we did basic emboss with a little twist to it, but then we added color with ink. All right. You could use paint, but it would be thicker and it's going to have a different kind of effect, I think. All right. So the next thing we're going to do, so that's 3. We did normal emboss, then, oh, no, that was not. That was 2. This is 3. All right. And this is, I don't have time to show it because it takes a while to do. But what I did here was I tried other materials. And let me go through and show you. This is a piece of matboard. So you can emboss matboard. Hey, Lisa Townsend. And it is really pretty. That was kind of dark, but I had already, I don't know if you can see under there, but I had colored this like a lighter aqua under there. Oh, look at that. I cannot believe I did that. And then that's the emboss. And then this is the deboss, which is also really pretty. These are, and we've done this before, actually. This is tissue paper. So you can emboss layers of tissue paper. This is, I think, like maybe, I think it's folded over 6 times. So it is like a piece of paper. The only thing is it's a little bit more, I don't know how to describe it, like it's softer. It doesn't feel like, sometimes when I emboss paper, it feels like it gets more rigid. And I think that's because you're compressing the layers down and it is more rigid. This feels a little like maybe there's some air trapped in here. I don't know, but it still is cool. Okay. So I didn't cut my edges off, but I would just trim that. But you could also use your leftover napkins. You know, these are the little, and I think that kind of ghost print, that's kind of cool too to have on there. You know, this was some kind of floral. And or even to emboss a napkin would be cool, and with the print on it. This one is paper towel, and this was, I think, 3 layers of paper towel. This feels a little thinner, but it's still pretty, and you could do that same effect of taking your ink and swiping it down. You could use your blending brushes with, you know, stamp pads, however you want to do it, but it's really cool. And then I was thinking it'd be neat to do some vellum, and I have done toilet paper before. This is a little library pocket that I cut out of a note card, and then I embossed on top of it. So with a little yellow, you can still see the little bird there, but you know, the yellow kind of goes nicely with it. So I think those are cute. So I'll show you how I do it, but I don't time to actually do it. But we could do, let's emboss this one though, because I haven't tried it. Now this has a pattern, so I think this might be cool. Now I don't know what's going to happen here. I know that I have done it before. I don't really remember how it came out. I don't think I was super impressed, but maybe, who knows? Let's see what happens. Oops. I want this to line up right. All right. This could be really neat. I think if you added some color to it, I bet it would be. Maybe just, ooh. See, now it is cool, but I think if it had something behind it, how is it that I don't have one piece of, let's see. Yeah, you can see it, but I do think some color, unless you're going for something really subtle, you can feel it. Maybe that's the right side. That's the, I can't even tell. The thing about this folder, it is pretty much equal in the emboss and deboss, so sometimes it's hard to tell, but it's pretty. I mean, it's subtle, but it's cool. But I wanted to show you how to do the toilet paper method. Now, it doesn't, well, it kind of matters. There's a couple ways you can do it, and I will say I cheated. I had them laying in there, and I was pressing them down with my sponge and making sure everything went into the little ditches. And then I thought, it's in the folder. So I got all my layers in, and then I pressed it. I did when I rolled it through. So, you know, but if you let it dry by itself, it would also give you a nice texture. So let's just do a little experiment here. All right, so what I usually do is one layer and then give it a spritz. And then you take this sponge and you just kind of press it in and you go over and over and over it, and it will eventually become like handmade paper. It's really pretty. It's going to move right now, but once you get like a couple layers on, it stays, and you know, it stays in one place. It kind of sticks together. I guess you could add maybe a little glue mixture if you wanted it to. But if you look, when you do this, it's going down. The sponge is pushing this layer of very soft material down into the folder. So you got the things that I showed you, because those I did do that way. And then when they were almost dry, I ran them through. I should have just waited to see, but I was too curious and I didn't. But anyway, I'm not sure if I took it off now. I don't know what would happen, but I could give it a try and we can look at it at the end. What do you guys think? Let's see what's here. Yeah, there is definitely a pattern. You probably can't see, but there is. I'm going to put this over here to dry. And we can check that out when we're ready. All right. So now we're going to get a little bit messy. Maybe a lot messy. This one is not too bad. All right. This one, let me show you the samples. Okay. This is a fun one. This is a watercolor resist. Are you guys there? Because nobody is commenting. Maybe you're just watching. Okay, I took a crayon, which is, let me get out the stuff I need. And I used two different kinds of paper, and I have a white crayon and a black crayon. Could somebody just say, like, I'm here or not? Because it says we're live, but I just... Okay, this is the stuff. Oh, thanks, Chris. Okay. this is the paper that I used the other day for my alcohol ink. It is kind of a shiny, thin text weight, but with like a gloss surface. And I wasn't sure if this was going to work with the watercolor, but it came out really cool. This is the black crayon, and it kind of came off, but in a way, I still think it's kind of cool. Hi, Marcia. How are you? You're here just watching. Hey, Teresita. Okay. Sorry about my red finger. It's ink. So this was using a resist. This one was on watercolor paper. That one came out cool. That's with the white crayon. And this is with the black crayon, which I think is really pretty. More watercolor on top. Whoops. So that's fun. This one I embossed with, on craft. And then I took my white crayon and just went on top of it to kind of highlight it, which came out kind of cool. This was my first experiment. This is a light text weight craft. And if you just wanted a page with a background in a journal, I think it's pretty, but nothing too fancy. And then I did it on blue, which is not bad either. And I'll show you what I did. This is on the deboss side. Okay. So let's just do one. All right. So I liked how that white came out. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to take my white crayon. All I did was remove the wrapper. And you have to press pretty hard. You don't really know with the white on white until you do your watercolor. But it's kind of a fun surprise. I am giving pretty good pressure here. And you might, when you get up to the edges, maybe use the blunt end. And then give it another good, try not to let it move. Try to get all the angles of it. All right, there's one. And now this is that watercolor paper. It's very thin though. It was from a cheap set. And I mean, this is like regular paper, really. This is not very heavy duty. And this crayon, for some reason, seems kind of soft to me. But you are able to see the design better with black. So you can keep the same pressure or not. You can make them highlight areas. But what makes it really cool is the watercolor. So let's get this down. I was glad I had all the crayons from the kids. Several packs. But they're fun to have anyway. And now look at that. I flattened it out, so that's kind of nice. You've got a good little thing there. I'm just kind of going over one more time. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. And then let's just do a little watercolor here. So I've got my watercolor paints. And let's see. I have a nice full brush and some paper towels. And what color should we do? Should we do like an ombre? Let's get a little yellow here. You don't need it really loaded up with color, but it should be wet because you want it to kind of flow over the... And then what happens is you're going to get a nice blend. All right, let's do some orange. I didn't even rinse that. All right, that has brown in it. I don't think that's going to be too pretty, but... All right. And then just kind of blend that in a little. Okay. Then let's do some pink. The more watery it is, the better it flows. But you can almost see the color beating up. It's fun. And if you blend them, that's pretty too. We didn't do green. Probably should have done that. Well, let's do some purple. I'll go into the pink. Well, I guess green didn't get a chance to be in the rainbow today. That's all right. And then just kind of soften that a little bit. And let's go to blue. Gotta leave room for the aqua. It's very soft looking, I think, and this would be pretty to do for a book page or something. It doesn't have enough green in it, but that's okay. So I would trim this anyway when you get to, you know, these edges here. But isn't that cool? And you could add in more if you wanted, you know, just kind of finish that out. Add in a little more unexpected colors, but I think that's really pretty, and I'm going to hold it up in a minute so you can see what it looks like. Isn't that pretty? It's going to look better after we let it dry for a minute, but this should hopefully dry flat. Okay, so that is Crayon Resist with black. Now we're going to do the white. All right, let's just do one color here. I don't know what color. What color do you guys want to do? I think maybe green, because we didn't do it last time. This is my favorite green. It's like a yellow green. I don't know the name of it. This is a different kind of a different kind of watercolor. I don't have any other stuff by them. And I hope I can get a refill. And Brenda, if you're here, it might be that one that we did for that class that I never finished. You probably did, but hopefully I can get more of it. This is cool. It almost looks like fabric. You missed the live. What happened Tuesday? Oh, it pooped out on Facebook. So everybody had to watch on YouTube, and it's doing the same thing, Linda. I don't know why. If you go to YouTube, you can watch the replay, though. We did alcohol links, and it was very fun for me, anyway. So you can kind of darken that if you want. That is really cool. So that is an embossing folder that we just put crayon over, white crayon, to make this almost like batik-y kind of look. It's cool. You think? It's a little wrinkly. Yes, it is the one. I don't know if there are refills. You did finish the class. I want to. I hope it's still up there. So yeah, she was good. And I love these paints. If nothing else, that's what I got. Okay, so that's another one. All right, now we're really going to get messy, and we're going to get into our gel plate. Okay. All right, let me move around some stuff here. Got my little friend helping, by the way. All right, now there are two different things that I did here with my gel plate. All right, here is number 4. So this is use the gel print. These kind of both work together, okay? Let me show you both of them, but they're definitely two different techniques. I have my gel plate, and I am going to put that on that messy thing I had out before because I don't want to ruin two things in a row. All right, I should have had this out. I kind of love these gel plates. All right. Okay, I'm just going to lay that down on there. Now, I cut my paper in half. This is half of either 9 by 12 or 8.5 by 11. And what am I having done? I'm having eye surgery. Ugh. Let's make this even. Oh, green for my green shirt. I love it. I got it at Costco. Okay, let me show you the two versions, and they kind of work together. All right, the first one is, this was, I put my paint, now we're using acrylic paint. That looks like this, and thank you to Teresita, because I went to Walmart and I got this paint. All right, it's Essentials Royal and Langnickel. Just a couple different colors that are pretty. I'm going to get them in stages. I got 6 this time. And I'm going to get every time I go, which is like once every 3 months, I'm going to get some more colors. You could use any kind of acrylic paint, but I like the heavy body of this. You get half your clothes at Costco and Sam's. Me too. I like them. Okay, so this one had different colors on it, and you'll see in a minute. But this one had remnants of green on the back. This is one, I think it was kind of a dud gel print that I had tried before, and then I embossed it, and it looks cooler. It is a good paint, Teresita. You're not kidding. Okay, now this one I did the deboss side of another folder just to see. And that, I don't know, that was probably a mistake one too, and I didn't want to waste it, so I used that side. This one came out really cool. So I used 3 colors of ink on here, and I put my plate, you know, my folder on it to get the ink off, and then I put my paper in the folder and ran it through. So that one came out really nice too. I think that one's really pretty. That was like I think that was the second time I ran it through on the other side, and it just pushed into it. So I didn't even try to do that one. This is a deboss, and that was pretty. And see, I mean, that even just plain is pretty. And then this one is really pretty. That was on the watercolor paper, and I did 2 colors and nothing there. Okay, now that's one half of the folder because you have your ink on the folder. That's running these through and embossing them with ink. These here are just what I took when on my gel plate. So then I put paper on here. So it's kind of like you're getting 2 results out of one motion. I don't know how to explain it, but it's good. So I did, some of them I did 2 sides, but these are just some samples of how they came out. And these are the ones, because you'll see they're not embossed, but they're gel plated with the embossing folder. That one was really kind of cool. That was like that light pink. So this was one where I smushed it, and I didn't mean to, but I still kind of like how that came out. This one was, I don't know, I like how that came out too. I like them all. And what I'm thinking is, if I trim these all down, I know this is like 5 by 7, I can fold them in half, and that's going to fit in my notebook die for pages. So I can't wait to do that. All right, and I kept them all in the same color family, but, you know, you can use whatever colors. I use like 2 or 3 at the most, because otherwise it gets too much. I don't know what that is, but I like that color. And so these are just kind of leftover ghost prints and stuff like that. But let me just do a couple, and you can see how, and you're going to want to get your gadgets out tonight and do it, because it's really fun. Now this paper is kind of a coated paper. It's let me look on the thing. I think it's multi-jet hammer mill. It was kind of expensive for copy paper, but nice for this because it peels off really nice. There is a coating to it. It's a good weight, and I just like how this works. So that's what I'm going to use, and we're going to need 2 pieces, one to go inside the folder and one to do on here. All right, let's go. All right, we got to do this one, of course. And you're just going to put a little, don't put too much, but if you do, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. Let's do these 2 colors. And I'm just kind of blobbing them on. I did not use my big roller for this. I think I wanted to save that for the ink, and it's so clean, I want to leave it. But so this is just a regular speedball brayer, and I'm just gonna, I don't want to blend it too much because I like how these colors look, but I don't want lines in it. Okay, that's going to be fine. Now I'm going to take my folder, and yeah, this is the messed up one, I think. Wait, maybe not. Okay, the ink is drying. Okay, so I'm going to take the embossed side, and I'm going to lay that down and press it. Don't smush it too much or it's going to like move, and then you get a different look. And then lift that off. And now you see, look at that color in there. So I'm going to take my paper and just lay that in there. And I'm going to roll that through right now. I'm not going to bring it over there, but I will open it in front of you. It's just too much stuff on my desk. All right, let's see how that came out. That one's okay to sit there. Ready? Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? 9 minutes and 55 seconds. I know, Linda, I know. It's messed up. Leslie, hey, how you doing? Okay, watch the replay. I don't know what happened. That stupid thing pooped out. Now, I could have done both sides if I wanted, but then I would have messed that up. So I didn't want to do that. So this is what happens. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. I just love it. All right, that was probably one of my best ones. Now we have this one over here. So we can try. I don't know. I have a good bit of ink on there. So let's see what happens. We can always ink it up again. We'll try to lift this off. If we don't, because normally it dries and you want to add a little bit of white and then you peel the whole thing up, but that's not bad. Look at that. Brilliant, bright colors. Isn't that pretty? And I still have more on here. Now I can take my white and let's add a little bit of white on top of this and see what happens. I also have this. So this is pretty to take and just clean it off, you know, and use that as also as a, you could use it either for the back, you know, of this or as a page. So you can get a lot of stuff out of one print. Hopefully this is going to work. It may be, yeah, I don't know. Well, let's just see. There's a hair in there. Anyway. All right, let's just lay that on top. Get a big sheet and lay that on top and move that out. Oh, that's pretty. Very soft. Oh, yeah. So do you see how this is like addicting? It's crazy. I mean, and I don't know where that came from. That's like pink. I didn't think I had pink on there, but I guess I did. But I like it. And now that kind of left nothing. That didn't quite get it. I wonder if we can pick that up. Nope. Well, a little more. Anyway, you can see, you can lay this down as many times as you want and grab off whatever you can. There are no rules to this, and that's why I like it. Just kind of fill it in. And it just, to me, gets more and more pretty because it's got layers and layers and layers. So anyway, these are the 5 of my favorite techniques. So I can't wait to kind of cut these up and put them into a book. And I happen to have my favorite colors here. Isn't that handy? So, does anybody have any questions? What is your favorite technique? Anything I could try right now that you can think of? Cleaning this is a little bit more of a pain. So this one, you can pop it out and let it soak for a little bit and then just put it in hot water. And I just kind of scrub it off with like the scrubby side of my dish, cleaner thing. If you spritz the folder, I don't know. Let's try it. Maybe we would get another. Good thought. It doesn't look like much. I mean, well, let's see. You never know. It can reignite. Just going to use that one. Why not? All right, I'll be right back. And I want to look at some of these ones that we started out with. I'm going to roll it through twice. Ooh. Well, it's pretty faint. This is a thin paper. See, I think if we had... It's very faint, but it's pretty. Oh, now it went... Oh, wait, maybe I had the wrong side. There must have been stuff over here that pressed into it. Or the paint came through the paper. I'm not sure what. But it's cool. Use hand sanitizer for cleaning even the brayer. Oh, all right. Okay. Teresita knows this stuff. Wait a minute. I don't know why it's doing that with the stupid lines. Gel printing is a great way to make background pages you can stamp and collage over on top. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, great tips. These are very good. I'm going to try and make this into a video. Like a video that can stay on my page that doesn't have the talking in it, which I should have not done, but I can't do that. Here is how this one is looking. I like that. And it's pretty flat. The corners, it's still a little wet. And let's see. Here's the other one, but this is thin paper. That's cool too, isn't it? So look at this stack of papers we have, just from sitting down and playing for a couple minutes. Oh, man. Got ink on here. It's on the brayer. All right, it's coming up. Yay. Let's go through all of our pages. We did that one. That was the best one. These are ones that I did before, but these are from just now. And where is our... There's another one. I kind of like having the different background, like that. So they're not all the same. They're pretty, though. We got this one. That's the one we just did. We have our book page one. That one is really pretty cool. We have, all of these. Oops, I just knocked over a stack. We have our parchment. This is the paper towel. We have tissue paper and then the embossed one. And that is cool. We actually do have time. I didn't get out my heat gun and stuff. So I think I'm just going to end this here, guys, because I have some stuff to do before tomorrow. So thanks for coming. And I'm glad I did this because it was a good good experiment and fun to see, and it gives me something to look forward to when I'm back on my feet. I'm not sure how long. Maybe I might be right back. I don't know. Let's hope. But if not, I'll see you as soon as I can see you. All right? I don't even mean that in the joking way, but it kind of was. I'll see you when I see you. And yeah, Teresita, I love them. If you need any video editing completed. Oh, Chris, that is so nice of you. Oh, thank you. Can Hayward let us know how you did? Yes, I will ask him. I'll get on the page. I'll go in the fan club and I'll get it ready and he can just type in what I tell him. And I hope he doesn't get smarty pants about it. He's probably saying, she's sleeping. Thank God. I have a minute's peace. I'm kidding. Maybe. Yes, I'll let you know. Or maybe I'll be fine and I'll just do it myself, you know? We can hope. Hey, hi, Amy. How are you? Yes, all using one embossing folder. I know, it's crazy. Yes, I hope so. Look at this nice stack. Now it's like I have to make a journal. I could make a journal about my eyeballs. I'm lucky to see this. I'm happy that I did this right now so I can see it. But these just came out so pretty. And you guys saw nothing hard. Crayons. More crayons. These I didn't love, but I was wondering about black. You know, doing black and then like kind of maybe an iridescent paint or something, or even over this. And they do have this kind of paint in iridescent, which I got, but I didn't open it yet. These are that I like with the white, you know, crayon over it. That one came out pretty, and these came out cool with the crayons. I do like that one. And so these are just other stuff. So it depends on what you're doing too. You might want some neutrally kind of backgrounds that don't have a lot of color or excitement, you know. Anyway, there we go, guys. Look at these. I have to make a book. Look at them all. So I'm thinking the notebook, because if I fold this over, let me just try trimming one. This is going to be a good, I think, perfect size. Went off track a little here, but so I know that's like 3 5/8 by 5. So if we fold that, and you're going to get like, that's like the perfect size page. It's this 5 by 7. Might have to trim it a little bit, but that's not a big deal. And that's pretty. You can't write on that really, but you could ink it, or you could just take paper and make yourself like little flip pages here that you could write on. Oh, thanks everybody. Tell Hayward we said to take good care of you. I will tell him. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Dorothy and Isabel. Okay, I'm done, even though I want to sit here and play. All right, I better go do my stuff and get ready for tomorrow. Dum, 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 dum. All right, see you guys. Sorry about the Facebook thing. I don't know what's going on with that. So, all right. Thanks for coming, guys, and for all your encouragement and your love. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Liz. Oh, all right. Take it easy. Thanks, Amy. See you guys. Bye.